sports fans, everyone across the nation. This is another episode of Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clay. I'm here with the lovely Miss PJ. We are in the building, y'all. Thank y'all once again for joining Uneducated Sports Talk. Quick reminder, if you're new to the channel, man, you watch us on rebroadcast or live. First of all, thank you guys for watching this. Hit that like button, and then also, if you love what you see, subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk. Be a part of UST Nation right now. We're rocking with 378 subscribers and counting to our short-term goal of 500 subscribers. Let's get there. Let's get there. When we get there, you'll be eligible to win $100. Someone's going to win $100. Try to get there by the end of the month. Let's get there if we can, y'all. So, shout out to all you guys. We had a great Week 13 of action once again for the NFL season. And you see on the screen right now my Week 13 record. I am at 8-6. Our overall record, though, 110 wins, 83 losses, and 1 tie. So, hey, not doing too bad when you see the overall record. But I went through a 4-week period where it was just horrible picks. But back-to-back weeks now, we've kind of got it going good again. 3 weeks in a row. We've been okay now. Going good. But thank y'all once again for being part of Uneducated Sports Talk. When you do subscribe to the channel, man, hit that notification bell. When you hit that bell, you'll be notified every time me and PJ go live. PJ, look alive, baby. Look alive. All right, I gotta get you right, girl. Oh, look, ear droopy. Just not feeling good today, huh? Not feeling good today at all. She said, what's up? Yo, we have TJ in the building. Says, hi, sorry I'm late. How are you, bro? I'm doing well, man. Hey, I always say better late than never, bro. Thank you for the love, man. I appreciate you coming on board, bro. As always, one of our day ones right here, one of our OGs, TJ's in the building, y'all. Shout out to TJ Tracy 2378. Speaking of TJ Tracy 2378, our Streamlabs donation is in the description, in the link. So go to the description, hit that Streamlabs link, the donation link, and you can donate however much you want right now. Our donation leader is $5 from TJ Tracy 2378. So if you can do $6 or more, your name will be on the screen. Also for our Cash App, my Cash App is $Uneducated Sports Talk. It is $Uneducated Sports Talk. Our Cash App leader is $10 from Old Head Deuce 22. He's in the building with $10. That's why his name is on the board. So if you do $11 or more, your name will also be on this list as well. So let's get right into it. Thank y'all. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's break down some NFL now, huh? Shall we do that? Let's start off with our Thursday night football. As you see, I'm representing my team, Who That Nation, New Orleans Saints. But the Dallas Cowboys did come to New Orleans and beat up our team on Thursday night football. Both teams played on Thanksgiving. That's why they both played the Thursday following that against each other. Dallas wins 27-17, and I went on a limb, and it might have been more of a bias, may have been more of a bias because I am a Saints homegrown fan since '99. But I did say the Saints would win that game, the upset. It did not happen. For a moment, though, Dallas did everything in their power to keep the Saints in this game. So I don't know if that was obviously a win is a win, but I always say there's always good wins and there's bad wins. John Clemens in the building says, "What's up, yo? John, what is good, man? That boy JC is in the building. Thank you for the love, support, man, as always. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Hit that like button. Our goal for the stream. Can we get about 10 likes? If we get 10 likes for the stream, I'll be ecstatic, man. We usually get about 5 or 6 likes in this stream. Can we get about 10? TJ Trey says Hill looked really bad. Yes, he did, but he looked bad when it was pretty much pass or nothing. He didn't look bad until about that midway to third quarter. That's when it got ugly for Taysom Hill. And we're put in a position where we don't like to be, or we can't really be in. One, we have no playmakers on offense. So that was bad right there. But Dallas, they did what they had to do and got a W, but it was sort of a bad win. Now, Saints defense is a really good defense, so I'm not really that worried about Dallas because Saints do still play good defense, and especially against Dallas over the last couple years. But Dallas came and did what they had to do, and that was beat a banged-up New Orleans Saints team. No excuses. I mean, you still played to win the games. Because if the Saints would have won, it would have been, oh, man, the Saints had a backups in there and beat the Cowboys. So the Cowboys did what they had to do, 27-17. But there are somewhat bad wins. This was an ugly win for Dallas, and now their offense, over the last 5 or 6 weeks now, they've been up and down. And you don't want to be down one time in the playoffs against a really good team. So Dallas got to find their rhythm. I understand guys just came back in Lamar Cooper. Guys like CeeDee Lamb came back as well. And CeeDee had a great game, impact-wise. But Dallas just ran into a banged-up Saints team, and the Saints team is not getting better. As we just got word now that Cameron Jordan is out for COVID reasons. One of our best defensive linemen is out for COVID reasons, and Deontay Harris will now serve his 3-game suspension, who is probably our best playmaker on offense. So he is now gone. So that is now 20 starters for the Saints now that are on either IR or injured or COVID list or suspension right now. So, I mean, it's just a bad year for New Orleans right now. And they do play a Jets team, but I'm kind of like hoping that we lose that game now. But we'll see about that. 27-17 is our final score. Dallas did what they had to do. Tony Pollard now, we've been seeing over the last 4 or 5 weeks now, Zeke has not been the main focal on offense for the running game. It's been Tony Pollard. And he had a breakaway 58-yard touchdown against New Orleans. So that kind of sealed the deal for Dallas in that game. Tony Pollard is now getting more of the carries for the Cowboys, while Zeke is pretty much playing, they're playing about 50-50 right now. And for Zeke owners like myself, that's not a good look. But nonetheless, Cowboys win this game, and they remain on top of the NFC East, and the Saints are still in last place of the NFC South. Our next game on the docket, oh, by the way, we got that one wrong. We had the Saints in a still of a win. I kind of went with my bias, but Saints nonetheless did lose that game. Next game on the docket, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans, and the Colts are now 7-6 after a shutout victory, 31-0 over the Texans. It is not really on the Texans, it's about the Colts. Like the Colts, like what's going on with Indianapolis? Because 7-6, they are really, really good, much better than what their record is showing. 7-6. If you've seen this team over the last 5 or 6 weeks, you would have believed that they're 11-2, 10-3. This team 7-6 now. We kind of knew that loss was going to happen to the Bucs. They get a dominating win, 31-0. 31-0. A shutout. As TJ Trey says, Dallas must be regretting the Zeke contract extension. Yes, I would say yes, but no as well because that was a while ago, and now I still think he's worth a pick when he's healthy, but he's got to get back healthy. But running backs is healthy and running back are never good. They never coexist within a season. You can't be a starter running back and not be healthy in today's NFL. But the Colts win 31 to nothing, thanks to once again Jonathan Taylor having another amazing day. And this Colts offense, boy, they look better and better every week. And that's a team that's going to be also scary to face a road team because they may or may not win the division. But I like them whether on the road or at home. It looks like it might be a road team record-wise, 7-6 going into week 14. I do think that they're going to be tough to beat from anybody. So Colts, look, this was a win that they had to get because, like the Saints over Dallas, if the Texans would beat the Colts, was like, what's wrong with Indianapolis? No, they dominated as a road team against the Texas team that can pretty much, when they play their best game, they're in every game. Houston. So you don't want to give them any type of hope. So turnovers galore. The Colts now are one out of two teams that had a turnover. They turned their opponent over at least once in every game so far. Indianapolis is doing that. They're great at punching the football out. They're great at forcing fumbles. And they're just fast, and I like this Colts squad right now. If their running game can stay consistent with Taylor, they are going places, y'all. 31 to nothing. They had to get this win, and they got it in dominating fashion. That shows me I like these kind of wins better than you winning by 3 or 4 or 5 points. No. I like a 31 to nothing win when you're the better team, the obvious better team. And that shows me you know yourself. You are fitting yourself. 31 to nothing. I respect that. We got that one right, of course. All right, the one that the entire nation got wrong. Not just me, the entire nation. The Minnesota Vikings give up the first W to the Detroit Lions, y'all. I am not lying, y'all. This is not a glitch. This is correct. The Detroit Lions, first of all, can we get a round of applause? Tina Tracy says, I believe after that game, the Wentz trade pick has gone from second to a first. It definitely has. You're right about that. The Detroit Lions get their first victory of the season over the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not lying. We saw the game together. We saw the highlights. I mean, it was crazy. And they did it in grand fashion. And a bit of me wanted to pick the Lions to beat the Vikings, but I was like, ain't no way in hell the Vikings are losing this game. They're not losing this game. They can't lose this game. And they did. 29-27, thanks to a game-winning touchdown by Jared Goff to his receiver at the end of time. You know what I'm saying? 29-27. John Clement says, nah, the Lions needed a win. We don't need the 2016 Browns again. You're right. So, and the Lions play much better than their 2016 Browns. They're much more competitive. The Lions have been in a lot of games this year. Out of the 12 games they played, they've been at least half of the games. The 6 or 7 games, they've been right there at the wire. We all know about the 3 or 4 times now they've had a game-winning field goal go against them. So yeah, this Lions team is they're no fluke. They're no like just a horrible team. This team has been in like a lot of games this year. And hey, shout out to the Lions for winning this game though, but bigger disappointment from the Vikings. I have not seen a more disappointing team in the NFL than Minnesota. All those freaking weapons on offense, and you would think, you would think the defense would be okay, but they find themselves, and now mind you, the Vikings have played 12 games in the NFL season. 12 games. They've had the lead in every single game, including this one against Detroit. Dalvin Cook is out. We know that. But Madison played a really good game. In this game, Adam Thielen hurt his ankle. He's also out for Thursday Night Football against the Steelers. So if you have Adam Thielen on your fantasy, take him out. He is out against the Steelers for Thursday Night Football. But Cook was out, Thielen was out. But you figure, man, they got enough offense. They still have Kirk Cousins. By the way, look at Kirk Cousins' stats right now. Look at his touchdowns to interception ratio. You would think Kirk Cousins is the favorite for MVP by his numbers, but no one cares about that because it's Kirk Cousins and it's the Minnesota Vikings. Not a big fan of Kirk Cousins, but he's playing some really good football this year. But it's what do you do when it counts? That is what we're looking at right now. Minnesota was in the driver's seat 2 weeks ago for the playoffs, and now they are once again in the back burner. Come join the New Orleans Saints in the back burner of the playoff race for the NFC. The Vikings now, one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL, not the most disappointing. At least the Saints have excuses, as in a bunch of freaking injuries from top to bottom. It's about 20 injured / COVID / suspension people. You know what I'm saying? The Vikings only have missing Dalvin Cook, and they're missing Adam Thielen, who was out. But still, against the Lions, that is no excuse to lose to the Detroit Lions. And they did that. So shout out to the Lions fans. They didn't get it on Thanksgiving, but they got it a week after Thanksgiving. They got a W from Detroit, and much earned by Detroit. So like my boy John Clement said, we didn't need them to go defeated. I'm glad the Lions actually got a victory. And I'm glad it's against the Vikings because the Vikings are in that playoff race with my New Orleans Saints. So yeah, I'm glad that happened. Next game on the docket, y'all. Obviously we got that one wrong. Y'all. We know we got that one wrong. I mean, everyone in the world got that one wrong, pretty much. If you said the Lions were beating the Vikings and you're not a Lions fan, then you are lying. See that pun right there? See that pun? Anyways, all right. See, I'm just saying it was a nice pun. It was a nice pun. Okay. But anyways, our next game on the docket, we have the New York Football Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins. And Dolphins are looking good, y'all. You won't even believe this team was 1-7 the first 8 games. You won't believe that because they have just now won 6 games in a row. On the 4th team in NFL history start off 1-7 and win. What's that? 6? They won 5 in a row, I believe. 5 in a row. So now they're 6-7, something like that. The only 4 teams in NFL history to win. They might be 7-7 now. I can't remember. I'm gonna say 6-7. They won 5 games in a row now, and literally just 1 game away from the playoff spot. You know, this Dolphins defense. Ever since that game we had on this channel, we did Thursday Night Football, and we showed the Dolphins and the Ravens, and the Dolphins defense just dominated Lamar Jackson. And you kind of thought to yourself, well, maybe they can only do that against Lamar Jackson because of the style of quarterback he plays. But then you realize, man, Dolphins are dominating on defense. Dominating. And they're doing just enough on offense with Tua and with Jalen Waddle. Those guys coming in, Mike Gesicki. They have a nice, decent core. And we see Waddle is not emerging as their number 1 receiver and playing like the best wide receiver in this year's draft. So they got some good things going on. Miami does, and if they can get into the playoffs, they will be a tough out as well because their defense will keep them in every game. It feels like it. Dolphins when it's won 20-9. Hey, it's one of those ones you had to have. It was very close. There was no Daniel Jones. He was out for basic concussion protocols. So you had Mike Gleason coming in, be the backup. Saquon Barkley couldn't really get going. Only 53 yards total of offense for Saquon. And the offense for the Giants is looking bad all around. So, I mean, but the Dolphins will do that too. They have a great secondary, have a great front 4, and they're getting better every game and oozing with confidence right now. If you're a Dolphins fan, you love this. You love what this is happening right now for your team. You're loving it. So, Dolphins win that one 20-9. We got that one right. So, right now we're 2-2 after 4 games. Let's get it. You see the record is 8-6 overall for week 13. And our overall record, 110, 83-1. Next game on the docket, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending champions, against the Atlanta Falcons. And the Bucs get a 30-17 win on the road. I think this was a huge win by Tampa Bay. Could have easily fell back, and Atlanta is Heckle and Jive. Jive and Heckle, or Heckle and Jive, one of them words. But they're hot and cold, and if you're a Bucs fan, you were sort of wondering, this may be a hot night by now. Tampa Bay secondary is still a mess. And Matt Ryan, when at his best, he is damn good when at his best, right? When the Bucs win is 130-17, thanks to Tom Brady. They must have had a game plan of just throw. Tom threw the ball 51 times. 51 times for 368 yards against Atlanta. And he was dotting everybody. Godwin had over 15 catches, I believe. 100 and almost 50 yards receiving. Mike Evans, 99 yards receiving. Gronkowski with 2 touchdowns. So everyone on the offense was eating. Everyone was eating on the offense. So the Bucs win 30-17. Atlanta, I mean, their offense is just kind of in mode. They are now 5-7, I believe. 5-7. Atlanta is. So if you're a Saints fan, you're happy about that loss too. You know, you're happy about that loss. All right, let's get it, y'all. So the Bucs remain. They go 9-3 now, I believe. 9-3 the Bucs are, and looking like one of the better teams. And mind you, the Bucs are not healthy on defense. When they get fully healthy right before the playoff time, they're going to be a tough team to beat as well. So we'll see about this Bucs squad when it does come to fruition. Next game on the docket, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Jets. And this game started off like it was going to be back, forth. That's my lead, y'all. And the Jets were keeping up. Now, mind you, 18 points. You're wondering, well, 18 points, how did they get there? They scored 3 touchdowns and missed all 3 of their extra point attempts. They missed 2 extra point attempts, and then they went for 2 because they have a brand new kicker, and he missed them badly. I mean, shanking them, boinking them. He is gone already, I'm pretty sure. T.J. Tracy says, let's go, Minshew Mania, baby. Let's break it down. Yes, sir. So, speaking of Gardner Minshew, he came in there late too. I think Saturday night, the Eagles had announced that Jalen Hurts was going to be out for Sunday's game, or maybe Saturday morning, something like that. I got the news about Saturday morning that Jalen Hurts would not be the starting quarterback for the Eagles. But there was a reason why earlier in the offseason, or maybe like week 1 or week 2, I forgot. It might have been like early in the season, where the Eagles decided to trade for Gardner Minshew to give him a 6th-round pick. And it's like, just in case, Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback. Jalen Hurts does run a lot, and he does get hit a lot. So we want to have a viable backup quarterback. And the Eagles got Gardner Minshew, and he came in and, baby, let me tell you something. He came in, although it wasn't against the Jets, but it was at home. I mean, it was on the road, He went on the road against New York and just putting in dots out. 20 out of 25. At one point, I think he was 10 for 10 or 11 for 11 at one point to start the game off. But he is a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. And mind you, for Jacksonville, he's had plenty of starts for Jacksonville over the last 2 years. So he's been there, done that. He's been in these moments. 33-18 is your final score. At one point, the Jets were up 18-14. And then the Eagles scored, I think, 19 in a row. So the Jets played really good on offense to start, but in that second half, it all changed. Gardner Minshew was finding his guys. Oh, by the way, the Eagles were running up and down. Miles Sanders over 100 yards rushing once again for himself. And they played a typical Eagles game. Run the ball a lot, deke it and dunk it, and take your shots when you can. And that is what Gardner Minshew did. Now, I'm not saying that there's a quarterback battle. I think that Jalen Hurts, when he's healthy, is the better option. But if I'm Philly, we'll play one more game with Gardner Minshew, and we'll see what happens when he has a game plan surrounding him. Because when you can have Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew, it's almost like night and day. You plan for Jalen Hurts for 4, 5, 6 days of practice, and then at the very end, oh, by the way, we're not battling Jalen Hurts, we're battling Gardner Minshew. It kind of changes your mindset a little bit. Now that if Minshew is the starter, teams and someone will have a mindset of how do we stop Gardner Minshew? How do we stop him? And if Minshew can dominate in his next game, oh, baby, then we might have a quarterback issue for a moment. And right now, Gardner Minshew is 1-0 as starting quarterback for the Eagles, as they beat the Jets 33-18 and remain a good spot for the NFC playoff race. And They got to get him because if Dallas keeps on winning and Washington football team keeps winning, Eagles have got to stay in place as well. All right, so our next game on the docket, the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Chicago Bears. Oh, by the way, we had got the Bucs right, and we got the Eagles right as well, those two games. So right now we're playing really well. We're going with the Cardinals against the Bears, and this game was kind of weird. Cardinals win 33-22. And I'll tell you what, and if ifs was a fifth, we all be drunk. We all know about that saying. But if the Bears did not turn the ball over in that first quarter or in that first half as much as they did, the Bears might have won this game, y'all. But Andy Dalton, for some reason, converted back to the ugly Andy Dalton. I did pick the Cardinals win this game 19-13. That was my pick. Because I figured, and it was, Kyler Murray was rusty. But you couldn't tell by his stats because every time Kyler got the ball, it was in Chicago territory thanks to interceptions or fumbles by Andy Dalton. So Kyler Murray was right there. His numbers, numbers are nasty like this. He only threw the ball, maybe 15 times the whole entire game. He was 11 out of 15. And they were in the red zone or nearby the red zone pretty much the first half, the whole first half, or turnovers from the Bears. And that is why they took over that turnover spot. 33-22 is the final score. But the Cardinals, don't let the score fool you. The Bears pretty much gift-wrapped Arizona about 20 points. They did. So it's an indictment on the Bears' the Bears' offense. Andy Dalton, we saw how good he played against the Lions, and we thought maybe he's going to be okay. He's a veteran. He won't put you in bad situations, and he did that exact thing for the Bears. Put the Bears' defense in bad situations against a running threat, a dual threat, and Kyler Murray, who might be the best dual threat quarterback in the NFL. And he took advantage of having good field position, especially in that first half. It was good to see D-Hop back as well. Luke Hopkins, it's good to see him back. He caught a touchdown. Only 2 catches for the game, but 1 was for a touchdown. So it was good to see him back as well. T.J. Tracy says, show that when he was with the Jags, the player wasn't the problem, the franchise was. That is true. The franchise is definitely, the Jaguars have a horrible franchise right now. And then John Smith says the celebration after the game with his dad was hilarious. I did not see it, but I heard about it. I did hear about the celebration, but he deserved to be happy because a guy that gets pretty much cut or released or just let go by a team, and then you find a team that actually wants you, and he was traded, but being traded, it showed you the Jaguars had no value in him. They said, you know what, we want to trade you because we don't see you a part of our culture. And he went to the Eagles, and he's like, you know what, when I get my chance, and hopefully I do get my chance, because you never want to get it by injury, but it happens. You got to take advantage of the chance. Right now he has taken advantage of that chance Gardner mentioned. 33-22, the Cardinals beat the Bears. Bears are just a god-awful team. They're just god, especially on offense. Offense and Matt Nagy, I'm just waiting for him to get fired, and it's not happening anytime soon right now. So I don't know what's going on, but what's up? Oh, don't tell me that, PJ. Oh, don't tell me that. She says that Matt Nagy will be the head coach for the rest of the year. I was hoping he would get fired or let go next week or something, man. But PJ said that he's staying for the rest of the season. So Bears fans, I'm sorry. All right. So the Cardinals remain on top of the NFC. They remain on top of the NFC, and mind you, they have some playmakers on defense. They have playmakers on offense, obviously. When they get back in the rhythm with Kyler Murray, it's the Cardinals team. They are legit, you guys. They are legit there. Linebackers are fast with Isaiah Simmons. And the rookie this year got number 25. I got his name already, man. They fast. It's the linebackers. All right. Our next game on the docket, we have the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, mind you guys, I got the Cardinals pick right. This pick right here, Chargers and Bengals, I got wrong. And this was a game of runs. Literally, runs. As the Bengals went on as the Chargers went on a 24-0 run to start this game. The Bengals themselves proceed to go on a 22-0 run. And then the Chargers end the game on a 17-0 run. 41-22 the final score. If you see the stats, you're like, yo, this game, what happened? The Bengals just turnovers, sloppy play, and bad turnovers, by the way. Especially by Joe Mixon at the end of the game. I mean, when the Chargers went up 24-0 and in typical LA Charger fashion, they let the Bengals back in, right? So the Bengals with a running game, Joe Mixon was doing well in the first half going into the third quarter, right? They got it to within 2 points, 24-22. They missed a 2-point conversion. Okay, that's fine. They stopped the Chargers again. Well, when the Bengals have the chance to go ahead and be up now, because they're on a 22-0 run right now, Joe Mixon literally just drops the football. Literally went on a toss play and just dropped the ball. The Chargers picked it up and ran for a defensive touchdown. That is crazy. They go up 31-22 and they don't look back, right? Bengals are always that kind of team. Look, Joe Burrow, I like Joe Burrow as a quarterback. I love Joe Burrow as a quarterback. But I'm still not trusting Joe Burrow when we gotta be strictly Joe Burrow. If there's no threat of the run game, I think Joe Burrow does have his issues at quarterback. But shout out to the Chargers for getting a much needed victory. They needed this in the worst way, because if you lose this, the Bengals are sort of in okay shape because they have a chance for the division. I think the Chargers right now, the way they're playing, they don't have a chance for the division right now because their defense one day lets you down, and the next day the offense lets you down. So they're kind of like Jekyll and Hyde as well when it comes down to who's going to be good. When our offense is scoring 40, our defense is giving up 41. When our offense is only scoring 14, our defense only giving 10. Where's the identity? They don't have one right now. They don't have one. And that's not good for the Chargers. They did get a big victory over the Bengals. But I'm telling you, the Chargers got lucky. Being up 24-0 and having that team come back really bad on you like that, And Burrow really messed up his finger in this game. He did have a finger issue in this game. But I'm like, dude, if it's going to affect the team, just get out there. Get out and let the backup come in. If it's going to affect your throwing, and for the most part, it kind of did, I guess. It kind of did. We'll see. He is questionable in their game against the 49ers. Maybe he comes back and it's all great and gravy, or maybe he doesn't. Chargers win 41-22 in a big victory, because now that just really let me know. I really don't know what is going on in the AFC. I have no clue at all what is going on in the AFC. And by the way, y'all, hit that like button if you are watching this live right now. Our goal is we want about 6 or 7 likes. Can we get 6 or 7 likes? I would love 10. 10 is the goal. Can we get 10 likes in the stream? 10 likes, y'all. Let's get it. Hit that like button if you're watching this right now or on rebroadcast. That is the goal. About 10 likes, y'all. Thank you. Next game on the docket, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, Gardner Minshew's former team, versus the Los Angeles Rams. They were ecstatic to have this schedule. They're like, we lost 4 games in a row, or was it 3 or 4 games in a row? Looking bad. We just look like we don't belong. And now we're at home again, our friendly confines of home. Oh, by the way, we're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, yeah, this is definitely money in the bank. And it showed that way. So what great time to have the Jaguars for this schedule now. Rams take good advantage of it. They win 37-7 thanks to Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp once again. That duo was crazy. That's a crazy duo right there. Rams defense finally showed up for the first time in a long time. Dominated Jaguars. I would know I had the Rams defense for my fantasy. So yeah, Rams win 37-7. Big victory over Jacksonville. And not much really to say about this. The Jaguars just suck. They just suck. And rightfully so. They got the number 1 pick last year. And they're fighting for that spot again. 37-7 is our final score. There was no way in hell they were going into Los Angeles and winning that game. There's no way. Rams took advantage of a sorry team. We will see what the Rams do when they face the best team in the NFC on Monday Night Football. Again, we will have, by the way, on this channel, Monday Night Football, Rams versus Cardinals. I cannot wait for that one, y'all. So y'all stay tuned for that. 7:05 p.m. Central Time on Monday. Rams and Cardinals. We won that one, obviously. All right, next game on the docket, we had the Washington football team taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, and I clearly thought this might be one of the best games on the docket, the best game on the week. But my score is totally different. I said that the Raiders would win 31-28. I was dead wrong about this. Still a good game. It's still a very close game, but it was a defensive battle type of game. Washington football team with a 17-15 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders. Washington now, they go to 500, and now I think they're like 6th place in the playoff standings right now, maybe 5th place, depending on a team we'll talk about in just a moment. But Washington right now, they are playing with house money. Nothing to lose. Taylor Heineke as the quarterback, nothing to lose. Antonio Gibson as the running back, nothing to lose. So, McLaren as the starting wide receiver, nothing to lose for this team. This team is playing with house money, and I love it right now. Chase Young out for the season. Since Chase Young has been down, they have not lost yet. Washington football team, they look good. 17-15 victory over the Raiders. The Raiders, this was the one that they should have won. This is the one that, I don't know how the hell it happened, but they should have won this game. And if the Raiders will be taken seriously, these are the type of games they have to win. Both teams are now 6-6. Both teams fighting for playoff spots. Both teams very young and have some good things coming for these guys. So I do like their future for both of these squads. I do. Honestly, I do. Washington football team wins 17-15. Antonio Gibson had a big game once again. Chuck Smith says a pigeon without a briefcase is just a bird. Wildflower, turquoise. Yes, sir. Shout out to that boy Tom Grossi and his crew. The Grossi Posse. Hashtag Grossi Posse. Yes, sir. Washington football team is a big win. 17-15 over the Raiders. Washington now kind of stamps their way in the playoffs so that they have room to grow. Room to maybe lose a game and still be fine. Raiders, though, every loss in the AFC is huge. Every loss. I mean, mind you, I don't want to spoil things, but yeah, that's what happened. So Washington won and Raiders lost. Raiders kind of dropped down. I don't know the actual standings yet, but I know that they really hurt themselves this week. All right, next game on the docket. Obviously, the Raiders and Washington Baltimore got that one wrong, y'all. But when I did get right, and people are saying, we don't like that one, Carlos. We don't like that one. I said, well, look, I'm going my gut. I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Baltimore Ravens. I said Steelers will win 24-21. They actually won 20-19 over the Baltimore Ravens. And how did we get there? I'm going to tell you guys right now. First of all, Steelers defense. I knew that with T.J. Watt coming back, the Steelers defense was ready to be on Lamar Jackson's ass. And Lamar Jackson, let's be honest, man, the last month and a half, he has not looked good. He has not looked good at the quarterback position. He's been, I won't say look good, but he's looked very mediocre. He's looked very ho-hum, very mid, for Lamar Jackson. And that's not, you want Lamar Jackson to be, you don't want to be mid, you want to be a top 5, top 10 kind of threat. You don't want him at 15, 16, 17 mark of quarterback. And right now, the last 6 or 7 weeks, he's played like that. Outside of maybe one game where he exploded, but nothing, honestly, from Baltimore, nothing. Steelers win 20-19. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens scored at the end. And instead of hitting the game-tying extra point, they decided to go for 2 to win the game because there's only like 10 seconds left. And they went for 2. And I was furious. I was like, why are you going for 2? That is stupid. Why? They went for 2 and they missed it. He had Mark Andrews wide open. I don't know if you call it bad pass or not enough effort by Andrews. I don't know what it was. But nonetheless, it did not work out. But Andrews was open, but he could not convert 2-point conversion for the win. Steelers win that game thanks to a big game by Deontay Johnson. And Big Ben every now and then is going to sprout. Now, Big Ben just said, well, there's been rumors, hey, this is my last year as a Steeler. Let's go on top. So that was kind of a rallying cry, I think. A rallying cry for the Steelers. Like, hey, let's make things happen right now. This is our chance to make things happen. And it got the victory. But after the game, John Harbaugh said, I went for 2 because we were down cornerbacks. They were down cornerbacks, which I can understand that. And they were down Marlon Humphrey, who was out for the year with a pectoral injury. So, I mean, sad to hear about that from Humphreys. They were down Humphreys, right? But my thing is, I'm still going for overtime and just wish my luck on the coin toss. Because I don't want to take my win or loss right then and there for a 2-point conversion, which is not the easiest thing to convert. It's not. As we saw from the Ravens, they didn't convert. But he said that Marlon Humphreys was out. We were running low on cornerbacks. I don't give a damn. I don't care. We are playing to win the game. I understand that, but win it in a reasonable fashion, right? Because it is literally a 50-50 chance. And I'm like, look, then if you get the extra point and you tie it, go to overtime, the coin toss is 50-50. Maybe you get the football first and score a touchdown. I don't know, but I'm taking my chance that way. It is too deep in the season to be going for gambles now. It is too crowded in the AFC to be going for horrible gambles like that. I didn't like that at all. So I don't care what the excuse was. It still didn't make any sense. I think the Ravens should have won this game by just doing the conventional route instead of trying to go for 2. Now, if they make it, I'm still mad about the decision. If they did make it, but they didn't make it. So Steelers winners won 20-19 and get away with it. Cheetah says the Steelers game was bad with a surprising result. And John Clement says defense wins championships. Yes, they do. They do. And the Steelers do have a championship defense with them. So we'll find out. But, yeah, Steelers game was bad with a surprise result. You're right about that, though. Steelers game was kind of off a little bit. All right. But nonetheless, Steelers right now are not in the playoffs, but they're still 6-5-1. But I got to put them that tie to the Lions is going to be the reason why the Steelers might not get in. We'll find out. But they did get a big victory over the Ravens, 20-19. Next game on the docket, and we got that one right, y'all. Next game on the docket is the 49ers at the Seahawks, and we got this one wrong. And we should have got it right. We should have got this one right, y'all. We should have got it right. The 49ers had a mental collapse out of the board. I don't know what happened in this game, but they were somewhat in control, and Jimmy Garoppolo is showing his colors, y'all. He is showing his colors. It felt like when the 49ers are the best, they're running the ball. They're running with Elijah Mitchell, who's doing a great job this season. They're running with Deebo Samuel, who wasn't in this game. But they're running. And Jimmy G, tiny third down passes, immediate 35, 34, whatever. He's that guy. But for some reason, every time they go first down and they throw it with Jimmy Garoppolo, bad things happen. I don't know why, but Jimmy Garoppolo basically handed this game over to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson in that first half looked dead to rights. They looked like they just literally take the season, because right now they're 3-8, now they're 4-8, but they were tanking, they were done. The crowd was booing. Seattle fans was like, you know what, this is just the end of dynasty. Russell Wilson goes down, whatever. We're going 3-9. And then the 49ers gift wrap, like the Bears did with the Cardinals, just gift wrapping field position for Seattle. Just gift wrapping them, man. In that second half, it went horrible. Every time Jimmy G dropped back, I think Kyle Shanahan's like, what in the hell are we doing with Jimmy Garoppolo? What are we doing? These are games like this where it reminds you of why Jimmy G is not a starting quarterback caliber guy in the NFL. He's not. It's called an ace of spades. He's not. Russell Wilson is. And when you got Russell going, that second half, Russell Wilson finally showed his true colors and who he really is as a playmaking quarterback. And I know it's been an up and down season for the Seahawks. Russell getting hurt and losing tight games in the beginning of the season. Geno Smith being the quarterback for a few games. Russell coming back and not looking completely healthy. A lot of ups and downs for Seattle. This game was gift wrapped by the 49ers, who are now 6-6, but this Niners team should have easily been 7-5 and had control of a playoff spot. Now, with that loss, they're back in the thick of things with the Washington football teams and the rest of those guys that are 5-7 or 6-7, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, Seattle, big victory. We got this one wrong, though. We got it wrong. I thought 49ers would come in there and run all over Seattle, which they kind of did a little bit. But Jimmy G is just not a good quarterback. He's just not a good quarterback. Missing on bad passes, throwing interceptions, like not even like tip balls, like horrible interceptions on enemy routes. But George Kittle is a beast, though. Kittle had a great game. Kittle just went nuts in this game, y'all. He went nuts. So if you have George Kittle as your starting tight end, you are winning right now. All right. Next game on the docket, our Sunday night football matchup. We have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Denver Broncos. And this game was won, once again, by the Chiefs defense. We got this game right, y'all. We got it right. Chiefs defense has been on a tear the last 4 or 5 weeks now. Yes, you heard it right. The Chiefs defense. Is it weird to say the Chiefs defense is better than the Chiefs offense? It is weird to say that. Right now, that Kansas City defense is clicking on all cylinders, and it helps when you have a somewhat depleted-ish Broncos squad. Not depleted, but like just bad and not that many weapons and bad offense. Now, Javonte Williams is a running back. He's looking good. With no Melvin Gordon, I think Williams, for fantasy owners-wise, got a big pickup. John says it's Raiders week in KC, a must-win for the Chiefs. Not for the postseason, but because it's the Raiders. Hey, I love a rivalry when I hear one and when I see one. Yes, sir. You are right about that. KC gets another, AFC West win over the Denver Broncos, 22-9. The Chiefs defense coming to play, y'all. Making plays. They're getting to the quarterbacks. They're flying to the football. They're actually tackling better now. They're not killing the deep play anymore, the deep ball. So it's almost like the offense is kind of feuding off of the defense for the Kansas City. And usually it's vice versa. Usually it's the defense get going through the offense. But now the offense, look, they're saying if we can score 20 plus points, we're going to win this game. I'm going to score 22 points. Broncos are a good defense. And Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs right now are going through some sort of strange stage where they got to run the ball a lot more and they kind of don't want to run the ball, right? They have to run, but they don't want to run. And that is where they get in trouble. I think that's where Andy Reid has to come and say, you know what, guys? We just got to break out 14 play drives for touchdowns. No more 2-play drive touchdowns because the NFL has adjusted to that now. They're not giving up the big 80-yard ball to Tyreek Hill. That's not happening anymore. We got to go down 13, 14 plays and score a touchdown, which means we can't make any mistakes in trying to force things in, which means we got to run the football at least 7 times out of that 14. TJ says after that start, Casey had is crazy they are on top in the West. Yes, they are. And when it's all said and done, they might be on top of the AFC overall. I say on one team I'm not worried about is Kansas City. This team has been to Super Bowl back-to-back years. 1 year where it wasn't COVID and 1 year where it was COVID, which lets me know that they stayed consistent. They're back now. Defense playing very well again. They won, 5 in a row, 4 in a row, or something like that. Kansas City. I think when it's all said and done, we'll be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Chiefs get a big win, 22-9 over the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater, look, he's not the future for the Broncos. They know that. But right now, they just don't have that future in front of them. They don't. I mean, Drew Lock is not a guy. They obviously have big concerns over Drew Lock. That's why he hasn't started over Teddy Bridgewater at all this year. But Broncos, even with that loss, they are still in playoff contention. But Chiefs get a 22-9 victory. Again, I got right. John said, Andy Reid is a passing coach, high flying, so it's tough to see so many drops and miscues. And it's going to happen. The Chiefs, when they do lose, they are definitely beating themselves. But teams want them to beat themselves. Because if you're forcing pass, 7 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 8 yards, that's not Kansas City. They want to go deep a lot a lot. And it's not happening right now. Not happening. All right, Chiefs do get a big victory though, 22-9 over the Denver Broncos, a big AFC West victory, and we got that one right. So our next game and our final game, Monday Night Football. The New England Patriots take on the Buffalo Bills. Hold on, y'all, for a second. My bad, y'all. My bad. I had a sneeze and my daughter was talking to me. I think it was my daughter. All right, John says Broncos' big positive change was getting Elway out of the decision making. That is correct. I do like that. Broncos will be fine. Their defense is super caliber, in my opinion, or at least playoff caliber. They got to get that offense going together. So many young guys in the offense. Once they get it going together, they'll be fine. Maybe new offensive strategy as well. All right, Patriots beat the Bills 14-10, and this game we got wrong, y'all. We got it wrong, and honestly, well, he said last night's game will be known as the Forrest Gump game, because they were just running and running and running and running and running. Y'all, Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times the entire game. And oh, by the way, he was the starting quarterback the entire game. When this game first showed on TV, I saw a number wind. It was like 55-mile-per-hour gust, which is crazy. Kind of unheard of in an NFL game. These teams weren't going to throw the ball out in this weather. And I think the Patriots, and that's great gameplay on the fly by Bill Belichick and his crew. A lot of guys will go in there and say, you know what, we're going to try and force some passes in there because we have to know. Patriots said, y'all, we're going to run this ball. We're going to go I formation, and we're going to run it right down the Buffalo Bills' throat. And if they miss one tackle, we're going to take it to the house. And we saw Damian Harris take it to the house for the Patriots in that first quarter. 64-yard touchdown run. 14-10, you knew it was going to be a defensive battle without the win. Mind you, the 2 best defensive teams, points given up wise. I mean, Bill's going to give about 16 points per game, and Patriots going to give about 15 points per game. So you knew that was going to be a good defensive battle regardless, but then you add the wind, the elements, and you're like, oh, this is some 1950s football going on, where it was straight run for about the first 2.5 quarters, including the Bills. Even the Bills ran the ball a lot with Josh Allen. Now they had to throw the ball a lot more towards the end. But great game plan by the Patriots. And this is like right before the game. You went in there maybe that Saturday night knowing that, oh, it might be bad weather on Monday Night Football. So you pay guys to look at the weather. They do. They pay guys look at the weather and tell you, hey guys, it's going to be a very, very, very shitty night when it comes down to the weather and to the wind. What can we do? On the fly, they said we're going to run the ball. And we're literally going to run it literally about every play. 3 pass attempts. They may have run the ball, 40 plus times? I'm assuming 40 times. And that game flew by, y'all, because there was so many runs, and I enjoyed that part of it because it was a fast game. But Bills should still won this game. They should have still won this game. Turnovers in this game. You did not want to have a turnover. And both teams did turn the ball over, but one was like a bounce off the helmet by N'Keal Harry off a punt return. That he just bounced off the helmet. And one was by the Bills in the freaking red zone. Just a drop by Breida. Breida got the handoff and just dropped it. Just dropped the handoff. Yeah. That's what happened. 14-10. The Patriots wanted it more than the Bills. The Bills, I thought their strategy on offense, they're not a running team. They tried to go and do what the Patriots doing. Let's just run while the wind is on our back. While the wind was on their back is where they had to attack. And they did not. They went to run the ball with Darius Singletary and in trouble. It got them in trouble. The Patriots said, you can't out-Patriots us. You can't. Patriots were a three-headed monster with Damian Harris. They had Harris, they had Bolden, and of course Stevenson in the backfield. And those guys were eating all game against the Bills. Bills could not stop. Now the game was only showing 14-10, but still, the running game, the time possession, the beatdown, the punishment, it was so cold. It was 36, but it felt like 23. And I played in games of that type of weather. When you play those kind of games, you don't want to hit anybody, and you don't want to be hit by anybody. So when you do get hit, or if you hit someone, it hurts that worse. You can tell the Bills did not want to hit anybody in this game. They did not want to hit. And the Patriots ran it up and down the throats, and the Patriots earned this victory. And they earned the right to call themselves AFC EAST leaders at the moment by a game and a half margin now. If the Bills lose to the Bucs next week, the Patriots have a 2-game lead in the AFC East with about 3 games to go. So yeah, that's just where the Patriots went. Oh, by the way, the Patriots right now are your number 1 seed in the AFC conference. Yeah. TJ says Mac Jones had the easiest game ever. He sure did. And getting paid for it too. Getting paid for it. But he got there though. He got there. So read him and weep from y'all. I'm gonna go in there and take some Tylenol. I worked outside today and it was freaking cold outside, and I was the only one without a jacket, like a dummy. I don't know what was going on. But that's our week 13 record, 8-6. Our overall record, 110, 83-1. Hey, thank y'all for the love and support. If you haven't already, y'all, hit that like button and subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk. Whether you watch this on live or on rebroadcast, thank you guys for being a part of this, man. I appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time for our Week 14 picks and predictions, y'all. Stay tuned for that. And then on tomorrow, I'll break down everything we got for the rest of the week, y'all. We got a lot of things going on for you guys. So, thank you once again for the love and support. So, for the big homie John Clements and for TJ Tracy, thank y'all for being part of the live chat. My homegirl PJ, she love y'all, so thank y'all for being part of this as well, man. And also, if you're watching rebroadcast, if you want to go ahead and donate to the channel, Cash App is $Uneducated Sports Talk. And our Streamlabs donation is in the description. Hit the link in the description to where you can donate to the channel, man. So shout out to TJ Tracy and shout out to Old Head Deuce for being the leaders of those categories right now, man. So see you guys on Wednesday. We had a great time talking all Week 13 recap, all the games that happened, y'all. I'll see you guys on tomorrow, Wednesday, for our Week 14 picks and predictions. So for the homegirl PJ, once again, I am your host, Carlos Clayton, and this is another episode of Uneducated Sports Talk. All sports fans, you guys know what time it is. Stay smart, stay educated. Peace. I love you, mama. We are out, y'all.